So you have holiday Deepali. Deepali Veeramani. Veeramani. In if you go to South India, we will say Veeramani. So here Veeramani. That's all. The difference is only the pronunciation. Dignitaries on the dais. Vineet, then Deepali and my colleagues. It's a great pleasure for me to interact with teachers because that has been my profession. I've been teaching electronics and computer science for last 45 years. So I don't think who has crossed 45 years? Like nobody? Oh, only 1, 2, 3. Now I am 69 years old. Last year I published about 53 papers. Of course with my students. So age is not a number. Or age is just a number. It is your mindset. It's the way which you have been brought up, at least in teaching profession. You all might be wondering as to whether this person had work, whether he got a job, and why is he doing so many degrees? The reason may be true that I don't have a job. That's why I keep studying. One of them said that they have read my book. Which is that book, sir? Huh? No, which of my book you have read? Mastering C++. Huh? Okay, sit down. Mastering C++. That book went on to 75 reprints. I got royalty more than 1 crore. And I donated to charitable institutions. The co-author of the book. Who is the co-author? You will not know because most of you will tell green book, red book, something like that without the author's name. The co-author of that book is one of my students. That student's name is Rajkumar Bhuya. You heard about Rajkumar Bhuya? Okay. He is first in the world, cloud computing. He is the co-author. He came from northern Karnataka. At that time, when he was 23, 24 years old, now he is 50. He used to speak very little English because that time northern Karnataka is more of Kannada than English. So I taught him English. Then I saw that he published a book with me. And I published my first paper with him. He's technically good. I know a little bit English, so I taught him English and then he taught me a little bit technicality. He was working in CDAC. That was when he was 23 years old. And he used to stay in my room from morning till evening. And he was in the hostel, so never used to go to the hostel. He used to be in my room. And by the time he completed his MTech, so he had 2 books with me. One was Microprocessor Cross 86 Programming. You must have seen and read. Very famous book. more famous than mastering C++, because that is an industrial standard book. You will see even a B++ tree has been encoded. His H index now is 160. His citation is more than 1,60,000. And his annual citation is around 15,000. Justly, I do not know whether Rajkumar Bhuya Google and just find out whether I am telling the correct Rajkumar, Google Scholar. What is the H index? 160. What is the annual citation? Around 12,000 or 15,000? Maximum. Oh, how long? Huh? Is 12,000? 12,000, okay. 12,000. 147. So you know that type of citation is first in this country. Yes or no? It's first in this country. Even CNR has 7,000 citations per annum. This is double. He has published more papers than me now. I have only 1,200 papers. He has more than that. Now, does this number matter? For some, it says, okay, it is very good, I keep on publishing. For somebody else, they say, I keep on teaching. And somebody says, okay, I publish books. So when I published my first book, that is in 1990, 35 years back, my first book was Petrodollar and World Economy. It is not computer science. My first PhD was in economics, not in computer science. So when I completed my BE Electronics, I studied more of electrical engineering. There was no computer science then. In Karnataka, there was only one college with 30 seats in electronics. That was Visvesvaraya College of Engineering, where I studied. I became principal for 15 years. And now when I became Vice Chancellor, I converted that college into an IIT model, and now it is an independent university. But that journey took me 50 years. I joined as a student in Visvesvaraya College of Engineering in 1974 as a student of electronics. Now this is 2024. I am working as a guest faculty in Visvesvaraya College of Engineering. So teaching is a passion. And it is well paid. If you see the 7th pay scale, that is the highest salary that an employee gets. And if you are in a government college, it is all the more better. I get a pension of 1.2 lakhs. So that's like salary. So I get paid pension for what I have worked. Now with this, you might ask, why did I do so many degrees? So I say that first I tried to attempt for my UPSC exams. There was no guide, nobody to tell which subject to take. So I took physics and electrical engineering, thinking that I knew a lot. So if somebody is not there to guide, that's what happens. So I took my first examination, I passed my preliminary, passed main, I went up to the interview. Then I thought, okay, I fell short of few marks and I lost the chance. So I thought I should improve my performance. I thought that the general studies paper had less marks. So I registered myself for MA Economics, thinking that I should crack the UPSC exam. So I registered for MA Economics. I took the second attempt. I passed preliminary, failed in the main exam. Because it was same physics and electrical engineering. Had I taken history or sociology, it would have been much better. But that overconfidence, lack of direction, somebody had to tell me, okay, this is not the subjects to be taken. And having taken the second time, I did not, at that time there was only 3 attempts. So only one more attempt was there. Then I thought, okay, if I change my subject, I have to start all over again. Let me put some more effort and then try to pass in this examination. So I thought I should do my law. So I went and registered for law degree. I was doing my MA Economics second year, law first year, trying to take the third attempt of my examination. And I was actually working in HMT R&D, research and development. I had quit the job and joined it as a teaching assistant for 600 rupees. From where I was drawing 3,500, and they wanted to send me to US for numerical control machines. I said, I don't want the job. I want to complete this examination and try to become an IAS officer. So my third attempt, again, I passed in the preliminary, I failed in the main exam, but I had completed MA with just 50%. First attempt. First year law was over. By that time, there was some problem in the college where I had studied and where I was teaching. They removed me from the college. Electronics and computer science was in the first floor. Journalism and mass communication was in the ground floor of the same building. I went and joined journalism. Why I am saying this is that I am trying to tell you that you can go from anywhere to anywhere. My mother did not know that I had already quit HMT, where I was drawing 3,500. I had already joined teaching assistant, and after teaching assistant, I lost that job, and now I am doing mass communication. So morning 7 to 10 law, 10 to 5 mass communication, and evening 6 to 9 journalism in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. And when I go home, my mother used to think I was in HMT, doing research and development. So I completed my law, mass communication, journalism, MA economics. And again I shifted from ground floor to first floor. I got a job again in the same college, same designation, teaching assistant for 600 rupees. 600 is very big salary at that time. That is when I was 28 years old. Now I thought that I should do something. Since I completed my MA economics, I thought that I should do PhD in economics. Because I was always fond of having a doctorate degree. So when When I registered for my PhD economics, I was 28 years old, teaching assistant for 600 in electronics. There is no relation between BE electronics, MA economics, law, journalism, and my PhD economics, but my subject, the subject which I taught for the final year student was economics and management. That time it was a 5-year course. Engineering was a 5-year course. And being a very young teacher, and students never used to attend this economics and management in final year. You can imagine how a student will be in 5th year and how difficult it is to manage a 5th year student. First year, okay, they will come to the class. Second year, they will be around the class. Third year, they will be outside the class. Fourth year, they don't come to the college. That is because they have already become seniors, elevated, and they know how to get marks, how to pass in the examination, how to manage their own studies. Then my guide had not given PhD to anybody. He was 63 years old when I registered. He had not given PhD to anybody during his. Yeah. Okay. Huh? So you sit down. Sit down. Why are you standing? So with a lot of this thing, you must know, if you want to register under a guide who has not given PhD to anybody, who has retired, what will be your state of mind? Whether you will get a PhD. So that, under that uncertain circumstances, I joined with great determination under my guide. Luckily, I was able to get my PhD in 2 years. PhD in economics, but still not a regular faculty. And I thought, while I was doing my PhD economics, I thought I might not get my PhD because he had not given to anybody. I registered for my Master of Business Finance. So I completed my Master of Business Finance and also my PhD, but still without a regular job. In the year 1988, when I was 32 years old, for the third attempt, then they selected me as a lecturer in electronics in Visheshwaraya College of Engineering. You know, it's very difficult to get an appointment in the government engineering college where the advertisement comes once in 10 years. So it is very difficult. So when I was 32, 33 years old, I became a lecturer in electronics with all these degrees, which are not related to electronics. So my next goal was, now I have become a lecturer, I should become an associate professor. Reader at that time, now it is called as an associate professor. So I applied to Indian Institute of Science. And luckily, I got a seat in computer science and engineering. I went there, that time it is a 18 months course, 1.5 year course. After 1.5 years, I came back to the college. I was made associate professor, and all the teachers who taught me in that college became my juniors. In the same department, I became the senior most with just a MTech degree in computer science and engineering. When I pursued my MTech, I was 35 years old. When I came back, I was 37 years old. When I became associate professor, I was senior to all my teachers who were 55, 58. You know, at that time, getting a promotion was very difficult. A teacher used to retire as an associate professor, even without becoming a head of the department. There was nothing like cash promotion, career advancement scheme. Only there was appointment. By appointment, if there was a vacancy, you would have to be appointed to that position. Now it is easy. You put in certain years of experience, you become senior professor, say a senior lecturer, then selection grade lecturer, then associate professor, then grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, all the things are there now. At that time, there was only a post. If the post is not vacant, you will not get promotion. So it was very difficult. And luckily, computer science post was vacant and I got it and I became senior. And electrical, electronics, computer science were all together. Then I separated out the electrical department, separated out the electronics department, separated the computer science department. I came back as a reader. Then my last pursuit was that I should become a professor. So I applied to IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, and got a seat in computer science. I went to IIT Madras and became the head of the department, youngest head of the department at the age of 40. Now see from where to where. Started my career at 33. Of course, I started my career as a teaching assistant in 79, 80. For 10 years, I served as a temporary lecturer, temporary teaching assistant. But things will change. I kept on studying one or the other degree. And I thought, okay, this might help me, that might help me, something like I'll get something better. And that was my motto. My motto was to study, acquire knowledge, and okay, when you acquire knowledge, you will be sure of your degree. So when I started my journey for the first book, I thought that there was no programming book. They made me in charge of framing the syllabus. I did not know what to do, how to frame a syllabus. There were no computer science teachers. They said, since you have done MTech in computer science and engineering from Indian Institute of Science, now it is your responsibility to frame the syllabus for the entire university. I did not know what to do. My student was there. Then I told, okay, you prepare the syllabus. I did not know how to go about. Then she told, sir, I do not know how to do. Okay, you see some textbooks. Then at that time, I got an idea that there was no programming book. There were a number of books, but there were no programming books. So what I decided was, I framed the syllabus. Third semester data structure, fourth semester design and analysis, fifth semester graphics. In that order, I started framing the syllabus and started writing the programs. So my first book, Pascal and C, 1,000 pages, a red-colored book, went on for 82 reprints, only programs. If you type in the program, you'll get the result. And that was a very cookbook for students. Because students knew theory, text, but they did not know how to enter the programs. That is the journey of my first engineering textbook. I went to the Vice Chancellor and asked him, sir, I am writing a textbook, I want it to be prescribed. The Vice Chancellor said, Venugopal, you have done PhD in economics. I had not joined my PhD in computer science. Anyhow, we'll prescribe this textbook, you can publish it later. The book was prescribed before it was published. Now you can see the amount of demand and the amount of confidence a person has. So the book was prescribed. The Tata Material people came and said, sir, where is this book? This book is still being written. So the book was published after it was prescribed, 2 years after it was prescribed. That was my first engineering textbook. Now I have 103 books. Another 21 books will come in next 2 years. Now I have 1,207 papers. And 40 patents are granted, another 60 patents will come. Now you might be wondering, how is this possible? How did he do it? Then I completed my term as Vice Chancellor. I thought, okay, I don't have a job, I had to keep working. So I registered for my PhD in law. That is in Goa University. Professor Venkatrao, who is the Vice Chancellor, he is my guide. He was here for 3 years in this institution. He was the Vice Chancellor of Law University in Bangalore, National Law School, just adjacent to Bangalore University. I was the Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University, so I knew him that time, and he was ready to take me as a student. When I said, okay, I want to do my PhD in law, then I thought what I should do. Then I said, okay, I'll do in artificial intelligence. Just like everybody is saying, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, you have to touch upon that word, as if otherwise you will not be a computer science. Now you are artificial intelligence literate or illiterate. Computer science is gone. Now it is branched into artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. So you have to attach that word to yourself to be a computer science teacher. And so whatever I see from all your profile of your the teachers here, you are saying that word attached to your research or papers in whichever manner you want to say that, okay, you are still current. And I am still current. So my topic now, the latest paper which I published was Deepfakes and Chatbots, its impact on society and impact on regulations. You know, most of the countries have passed AI Act. 38 countries have already passed in last 4 months on AI Act. What should be the regulation? How you should regulate the AI products, and who are going to create those products? We are going to create those products. They are going to regulate. A professor in US has said, now generative artificial intelligence is going to be killed by regulations. He feels that most of the countries will enact AI Act this year in order to regulate its growth. And you know, the US administration already issued an executive order regulating AI products. And most of our patents, most of our research papers will touch upon AI. In whatever manner you want, whether it is electronics, whether it is computer science, whether it is law, economics, journalism, it is going to touch upon artificial intelligence. So what does this mean? That means you have to keep updated. If you don't update, you will disintegrate. I've seen that most of you have completed your PhD. But that is not the end. That is the beginning. It is only after I completed my PhD I knew that I did not do well. It is only after I submitted my thesis I knew that I had made a number of mistakes in that thesis. It is only when we guide our students, PhD students, we know that we laugh at ourselves at the PhD, what we have done under the thesis which we have submitted. So it is an experience. The experience which you have to learn from the mistakes of the past. And your age, I said it doesn't matter. See, I lost 10 years, 23 to 33. But I kept on working, thinking for something that, okay, this might help me, this might help me, this might help me. I did not know what to do. Finally, I landed as a teacher. I became the Vice Chancellor, first Vice Chancellor to alumni of that university to become Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University. It's very difficult to become a Vice Chancellor of the same university where I got 4 degrees from the same university: law, economics, journalism, and engineering. And stayed there as a teacher, worked as a teacher, worked as a principal, worked as Vice Chancellor, created 3 universities: Bangalore City University, Bangalore North University, Bangalore University, and Visvesvaraya College of Engineering University. All the 4 universities were created by me, and I became Vice Chancellor of one of the universities, and then I retired. Now I am pursuing my PhD in law. So here I am very fortunate that, okay, Vineet sir and chairman asked me, okay, I should come here and work full time. But you know, full time is very difficult for me. I always had to be on the move. So I thought whatever work you give in 7 days, I'll complete it in 2 days. That's what I have been doing. So when I filed 102 patents in just 2 years, everybody was laughing at me. Okay, what is this? Whether this will come? When the first patent came and the 40th patent came, now they say, okay, this okay. When I wrote my first book, I thought this is my last book. So difficult to get. Now it is easy to write a book. You can get a book just feeding into a chatbot. You can get a book by evening and you can get it published, and next day you can forget about the book and start on a new book. Things have changed. So what is that which you're going to pursue in your life? You're all young. Teaching, if you're in teaching, you have to do research. If you're in research, you have to publish papers. Because ChatGPT cannot be better than human bot. You have to feed the chatbots the material. Before Einstein could discover or say E is equal to mc squared, ChatGPT will not know that. Human intelligence is always better than and much ahead of artificial intelligence. And the teachers in computer science and engineering are in the lead. If somebody says, who is it? See, I'll see only 7 gender bias. Artificial intelligence has gender bias, algorithmic bias. I was reading a bias technique of an AI algorithm. An AI algorithm was fed all the doctors in this country, the names of the doctors and their gender. And the next time when you asked a male candidate to apply for a nurse, it says you're rejected. Because the data that is fed is most of the nurses are female. And when a female applied for a doctor, it said you're rejected because most of the doctors are males. It is an algorithmic bias. So you have an algorithmic AI. In AI, you have an algorithmic bias. In every problem, there will be a bias, and AI depends upon the data which you are fed, the data which you are training. So all your algorithms is not going to be that good or that productive or that realistic. It is human touch has to be there. Human in the loop should be there. So you belong to that era. I am extinguished. You are all going to be distinguished in an era of AI. And how do you use that? How do you use that tool? How do you use that product? Not only to teach, but in every aspect of your life. In every aspect of your life. You want to purchase your sari, you use the AI tool. You want to purchase a necklace or just a earring, then you will see yourself, you put yourself, you create your own image, and you know, a deepfake image will be like you, and you will see, okay, you're though so beautiful and so ugly, everything can be done in that image. I was wondering, deepfake image can be, deepfake doesn't mean necessarily bad. A deepfake art, you can now manufacture an art. You cannot call that as a deepfake art when it gives life to another person. You can, actor is dead. You can continue that movie using a deepfake. So you cannot tell that a deepfake is a bad thing. Most of the deepfake technology involves positive products. But we always, that name deepfake gives you a feeling that it is wrong. You might see only pornography or something else as a deepfake as one of the examples. But that is a very small thing, and actually when you consider the totality in life. So I said, you should use deep mind, dual mind, deep twin as a name instead of deepfake. The positive products of deepfake should be given a different terminology. The negative aspect, okay, you can give it as deepfake. So you must be always be on that role of thinking ahead, have a vision. And being in teaching, we are supposed to be the leaders because we generate generations. We are going to teach the students and then trying to develop their personality. And imagine with AI as a tool, how difficult it will be for teachers to compete with technology. So I asked Vinit sir and the chairman to immediately change all the boards into interactive boards. If you give interactive boards, your teaching, learning, listening, everything will change. The way you teach. Now you draw for 1 hour a board, a diagram, and then say after 10 minutes, oh, this is it. The students will say, okay, over. They'll click a photograph and say, over. Then you go. But if you have an interactive board, you have to be alert. The way you teach, you will change. The way the students learn from the class will change. Because everything is available on the web. All you have to do is show, express, orate, deliver the address. It becomes very difficult for the teachers to deliver with an interactive board if you are not prepared. Because you know which website to open, what to tell them. After 1 minute you will be with loss of words. Because what you do not know, it is already there. And students will not listen to you unless you feed them something new. I take class even now for 2 hours. The thing is, I tell them something different, or they'll say, what will be the next sentence that I will tell? What is the next example which I will give them? What will be the next anecdote which I will just give the students? That is what they'll be thinking. Throughout the 2 hours with a pin drop silence, they'll be listening to my lecture, and it will be different. Every time when my old students used to sit in the class, my PhD student will sit in the class to teach. When I'm teaching computer networks. And I taught computer networks for 34 years. In 34 years, every time I speak about computer networks, they'll say, sir, this was different from last time. This is different from last time. What is that is different? The way I speak, the way I tell the stories, the way I use the anecdote. So that was different. But the sum and substance is the same. You must teach a subject like a story. Storytelling, digital storytelling. So, when you change the boards, interactive boards, I hope you all be with me on this thing. When you have an interactive board, you have to be alert. I have 2 engineering colleges. I had put 34 boards, or all 34 classrooms, they are digital boards. Initially they were saying, students are very naughty, sir, mischievous, they will break the glass, everything. I told, if they break the glass, okay, let them break. We'll see how many will they be. So far, not even one has been damaged. It has been running for the last 1.5 years. Students are always like that, mischievous. Even when we were students, we used to throw chalk pieces and paper balls. Now that is gone. Now there is a camera. The camera. And they'll post it. So my humble suggestion to you all is, you have to be technology savvy. If you are not, you are going to fall behind. And nobody will respect. You know how a bad teacher will not face student, try to avoid. But a good teacher will be always he attracts the students. And that's what I did when I taught. All the students wanted me as a guide. Imagine 800 PG students I have guided. You can see on the website, 800 PG students. Every PG student wanted me as a guide. Why? Because I used to be in my class staff room, all the students are there sitting, even my chair they used to sit down when I'm not there. And when I come, they used to leave the chair to me. So, You have to be with the students. You will enjoy that life. And they always used to tell, you are just like that 18-year-old kid. Because the teachers are always saying, because we with 18 to 25 throughout our life. And we talk like them, finally we talk, and when we go and meet our classmates, they'll feel that we are still like kiddish and kid-like talking. And that attitude or characteristic which we develop from our own students when you are very close to them. But that type of relation has gone now. That time, teacher was ultimate. Whatever teacher said, that was final. Now you are not ultimate. You are just the starting point. The rest is given by other technological tools, and they will try to learn. They want something from you which is not available on the web. What is that which you can give? How is that which you can deliver? Is the thing. How are you going to do? First is you must be a model. You must be able to inspire. Whenever I go to any college and then they just read out my biodata, just like Deepali, it is just 1 minute biodata. And if you read that 1 minute biodata, you'll see what is the age of this person. The first question that comes to your mind is, where did he? Did he do it? Did he work upon it? I attended the interview of chairman, UGC. 6 people were there in the interview board. I went and sat there. I had taken just one piece of paper, this 2-page biodata, and gave it to him. But my biodata runs to 700 pages. That was already with them. They asked me, Venugopal, you are just brought with 2 pages and you have given us 700 pages biodata. What is that? No, sir, I come with 4 suitcases. It is outside. They all got up, came out, saw the suitcase, and then they said, saw all the books, papers, everything. Because you have to come with proof. You cannot just say, I am there. I did, I went. You cannot. And they were amazed. Then they asked me, when did you study? When did you play? When did you represent Bangalore University? I was a 100-meter sprinter and a left-arm spinner. I represented state cricket juniors. And when did you write books? When did you write papers? When did you establish 2 engineering colleges? When did you establish 2 schools? They said, and when did you sleep? So I said, I still sleep 8 hours a day. Without sleeping 8 hours a day, I don't come out. I take food at regular intervals. I do yoga for 1 hour. I do meditation for 15 minutes. And I have good thoughts. I don't try to hurt somebody, harm somebody. You must be honest and sincere. When you have that, you'll be able to achieve. And still I have time. Even now I have time. I have time to do all this. And nobody will give it to you freely. If you have written a book, you know how difficult it is. Full stop, comma, format, justification, header, font size. If you just see one font is big, another font is small, and one other comma, and one other semicolon, one other hyphen, by the time you correct, you'll say, this is the last book which I will do, and I will not venture on another book. Okay? Why I am telling you this is just to inspire you that you can do it. It is a question of how you utilize your time. You can do everything. Whatever you want, but still you must sleep well. Don't think that, okay, I will study throughout the night and come and do something in the morning. No, it will not happen. First, sleep. Take good, simple food. Exercise, rest, and if you have time, you work. That is enough. And that's what I have done till now. I have not taken leave in the last 60 years. Not even a day. For that, your mind, body, soul, where you think all should integrate. I hope I have made my point clear. You can go from anywhere to anywhere. Whatever you dream, you will realize it. But you must plan. You must have a strategy. And most important is time. Because we have only time in our life from birth to death. And being in computer science, you have to be all the more agile, alert, and active. Otherwise, you will be outdated within days, within months. It is just like programming. You touch or go onto the terminal, you learn the language, and next 15 days, if you don't work on it, the language is forgotten. So how are you going to come up in this field of artificial intelligence? Being in computer science, only most of them we are telling, okay, men are going to bulldoze women's here only. All 90% of women throughout the country in computer science and electronics is only women. And if you take to primary school, we know only miss. There is miss and madam, and there are no masters there. Till the 7th standard, 1st standard to 7th standard, they employ lady teachers because they are more, you can say, sensitive to what the child requires than men. So I think I've taken a lot of time, 1 hour, and I do have Viva OC. I think I would like to interact with each one of you one-to-one. And whatever, you can have my number, there is nothing like having face-to-face. I've been doing most of my work online throughout the country. Meetings in AICT, meetings in UGC, everything is online. Occasionally I come physically. So you don't have to feel that, okay, I'm not here. Even if I'm there for 2 days, it is just for a symbolic physical presence. But you know now, AI avatar, yes, you can be everywhere and anywhere across the world and interact more fruitfully than before. Your traveling time is reduced. Your energy is optimized. Bangalore University was the first to introduce online classes across, and that's why we are able to get first rank. I never thought that Bangalore University will get 3.75 and stand first in the country. I just mentioned when I took over as a Vice Chancellor, they asked me, the first question is, being in Bangalore University for 45 years, what are you going to do to Bangalore University? I told this will become first in the country. First in the world, I said. And it came as a headline, 1 full page that had Venugopal says that he wants to make Bangalore University first in the world. That is sarcastically. Because what is this person? He's telling first in the world. He knows that Bangalore University always burns like JNU. Every day there will be some problem. Every day students will be sitting on strike. When the Vice Chancellor goes, first he will meet the protesters and then go into this thing. One or the other thing, how will he make Bangalore University first? And imagine, after I completed my term, Bangalore University stood first. And what is that? It must be luck, it must be your work, it must be your strategy. I spent more than 1,000 crores on Bangalore University during my period as Vice Chancellor. And University Vishwesvaraya College of Engineering, it was my dream that I should make it a university. Just before I retired, 1 day before I retired, the Chief Minister came and inaugurated and designated it as University Vishwesvaraya College of Engineering as a deemed university. And to that, what strategy, what type of work, and how much work has to be done when a government public university has to be created, that too 1 day before I retired. And the college where I studied, the college which I entered, just when I was 18 years old. So, if you dream, if you have a strategy, if you plan properly, you will be always able to achieve it. That is my final take to you. Can I stop here and Can I take questions from you? You might ask, you might have few questions, you might be wondering, you might have so many other interviewing questions to me. I'll answer one or two, and then we will go. Now it is 11 o'clock. 10:30 was your 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock? I always know that even though I don't wear a watch, I know that I am exceeding my time. Uh, 12, yeah, now it is over. My lecture is over because no questions, because they are now thinking, what is that question? You will answer everything with whatever question we ask, we will reserve it for some other time. They are tired of listening after listening to me after 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes. I would always like to work with each and every one of you, whether it's a paper, whether it's a patent, whether it is a book. Start doing it. Don't feel that you cannot. Take that thing from your mind. Everybody is born equally with same. What is your IQ? What is your normal like? What is your IQ? What is your IQ, ma? What's your IQ? Intelligent quotient. What is the normal IQ? Okay, just I asked a question, just like that. What is IQ? What's your IQ? So, 120 is a very big IQ. Einstein had 140. 70 is a low IQ. So what is average? 100. 100 is the normal IQ. If your mental age and physical age are the same, then IQ is 100. All of us are 100. Okay? So when you say what is your IQ, you must simply say 100. So you are not less and you are not more. And if you are better, more than average, 110, 120. And if you are like Einstein, okay, 140. And that's all. Usually they'll think, okay, this IQ must be a very strange number or it might be a very complex number. No. When your mental age and physical age is same, then your IQ is 100. That's all. I asked this question to all of them because most of us will say, even I was thinking like that. Oh, this IQ must be a very strange number. It is a very complex number. Then finally you read the definition and then you will say, then you will think, why I thought about this, item is so strangely till I got. So everything which you learn is very easy once you learn and once you go to that particular aspect and try to, take in a few things from that and then you find out, okay, this is very easy. That is how I try to do every degree of mine. They thought, okay, my teacher was laughing when I went for signature for MA Economics. Venugopal, you are 80%, now you want to do MA Economics. Have you gone mad? You are ruining your life. That's what he said. And he signed. Because I was thinking different, always out of the box. And when you do that, you will get a path. And that path with others would not have tread. When my name was shortlisted for AICT chairman, AICT vice chairman, UGC chairman, UGC vice chairman, my name was first on the list. Because they gave points to degrees, points to books, points to papers, points to patents, points to extracurricular activities. When they added the points, it was first on the list. That you can go and see, verify if it is, you are allowed to see. Why? That means you need not get a post. But still you will feel happy, yes, that you are there. You are in the reckoning. My guide was the first BJP MP of South India, economics guy. After his demise, he gave the property to me. 3 acres of land and his house, and he said, Venugopal, you are the only person who can tell my name even after my demise. He was a classmate of Manmohan Singh in London School of Economics, and he was the first BJP MP of South India, Professor K. Venkatagiri Gowda, from Bangalore. He had not given a degree, PhD degree, until he was 68 years old. And afterwards he gave 3 PhDs out of 25 people who registered under him. And other 22 could not get PhD under him. And I was one of those fortunate whom he thought, okay, this man has a future. And he had predicted that I'll become Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University when I was just 32 years old. Now what is that person's vision? So even we can identify people like that. Some bright, some this thing. So you must identify and encourage them. So thank you. One and all. No questions?